I love the story because it challenges the notion that DevOps principles and practices are only for customer-facing software applications. So up next is Girija Rao. She is a vice president who up until very recently led enterprise connectivity, presenting with Denee Ferguson, Director of Edge Network Services, and Jennifer Miles, Director of Agile Portfolio. So here's Girija, Denee, and Jennifer.
Hi, everyone. We're here today to share with you the product-oriented, agile-driven transformation we performed in our network organization at Capital One 2 years ago and a reflection on the outcomes we achieved. I'm Girija Rao, and with me are Denee Ferguson and Jennifer Miles, and we each played a key role in this effort. I was responsible for the enterprise connectivity organization and along with my leadership team, initiated and led the transformation. Denee Ferguson was responsible for Tier 3 operations at the time and was one of the key leaders in driving the effort with teams along the change curve. She now leads Edge Network Services, providing wired and wireless connectivity to over 50,000 associates across over 450 locations. Jennifer Miles leads Agile Portfolio and Program Management for Cloud and Connectivity and was a key contributor to figuring out how to make all work visible and evolve our delivery model. Before I get into the details of what we did, I would like to share some key facts about Capital One. We were founded in 1994 and are led by our founder, Richard Fairbank. We're a top 10 bank based on U.S. deposits, the third largest credit card issuer in the U.S., and a Fortune 100 company. From the start, Capital One has been a leader in technology-driven banking, and in 2020, we became the first U.S. bank to exit our data centers and go all in on public cloud.
Our organization, Enterprise Connectivity, has approximately 350 associates. We've divided our team into 3 major towers: security and application services, connectivity, and horizontal services, with technology scopes that range from proxy, VPN, DDoS, firewall, DNS, load balancing, and network admission control to contact centers and voice. And let's not forget my personal favorites, wireless LANs, routing and switching, and software-defined networking, which includes SD-WAN and SD-Access. We support connectivity for over 50,000 employees, over 100 offices, and hundreds of retail bank branches and cafes. And we have in excess of 14,000 devices on our network and 185,000 carrier assets, which includes circuits, toll-free lines, and POTS lines.
So let's start by talking about why we felt change was needed. We had an organizational structure that had been in place for a few years, and there were several pain points and opportunities that had become clearly apparent to us. In this structure, there were 2 primary network organizations. One focused on network architecture and engineering, and the other focused on network operations, each in their own tower and under separate executive leadership. There was fragmentation in our approach, and despite all of our best efforts, a significant engineering versus operations dynamic. There was no unified sense of ownership or clear lines of accountability. It was too easy for things to get thrown across the fence without adequate consideration of the end-to-end lifecycle, sustainability, or customer experience. Due to this, for any project or issue, multiple network teams needed to be engaged, each focused on their own piece of the puzzle. Practically speaking, this meant that teams were working in parallel without sufficient visibility to what others were doing, absorbing the unplanned impact of upstream or interdependent projects, and lacking standardized knowledge and best practices for the same platforms. There was inefficient resourcing due to the siloed nature of the roles. And finally, not all work was being tracked or was being tracked in inconsistent ways. People leaders did not have full visibility to all the work that their team members were doing, and prioritization was a challenge. So in 2019, as we embarked upon this change, our drivers were to unify our vision and strategy, improve efficiency, make delivery predictable, and improve the overall quality of work delivered. To accomplish this, we needed to do several things. Reorganize around key products and services with clear accountability, make all work visible to enable effective prioritization, dependency mapping, and resourcing, centralize our intake, and set limits on work in progress. Combined together, we felt these actions would strengthen us, position us better to deal with our complex and dynamic environment, and help us to achieve predictable, high-quality outcomes. Our transformation involved changes in three major categories: organizational structure, prioritization, and reporting. We started with our organizational structure. This was huge and ended up with over 160 people changing managers. As I mentioned earlier, and you can see on this slide, engineering and operations ran as two separate organizations under different executive leadership while supporting the same network platforms and services. We consolidated all of it into one organization under a single accountable executive. We identified each of the distinct products and services and grouped them into product portfolios. For each product, for example, wireless, we created DevEng-Ops teams aligned under a single product owner who also served as the people leader for the team. Agile delivery and program support were matrixed to the teams as a horizontal service. This provided a sense of ownership and accountability within each team for their product and the work delivered, as well as helped establish consistent practices across teams. Where it didn't make us do this, we left it as is. For example, we kept our 24/7 Tier 1, Tier 2 ops teams separate as horizontal functions engaging with all the other teams.
The second change we made was related to